And welcome back to the Laboratory Podcast with Dex and Los, where we talk about basketball, we talk about life, and we talk about whatever the hell we like. It's me, and for the second week in a row, my two mans to the right.
You, what's good?
Let's get this shit started.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Welcome back, Rico, once again.
Thank you.
Borrowing from the Friendly Fiya Podcast. Go and plug yourself again real quick.
For those who don't know, my name is Rico. I'm on all social media at _Rico the artist. I also have a podcast with my two homies, G Baby and Zoo. The Friendly Fiya Podcast, Friendly Fiya. It's on all social media platforms. It's on all streaming platforms, YouTube, all of that good stuff. Check us out if you just want to hear about everything that's going on in daily news. But yeah, let's have some fun today.
Indeed.
Let's get to it.
All right, real quick before we get to the what we talking about for this episode on the season so far, who y'all liking? So
the Heat.
I figured that.
I am indeed enjoying the Heat.
Are
we talking about teams or people?
We can do both if y'all want to just go overview real quick. Who surprised y'all so far about either way? They underwhelming or overwhelming. I'll go right now. Dame is pissing me off. Dame is not. Man,
I think, and I don't like making excuses for multimillionaire athletes, but I think whatever injury he suffered in the Olympics is still bothering him.
Okay.
Because they said he had, I think it was something like abdomen area or whatever, and that's why he was kind of tweaking a little bit towards the end of the Olympics, and then that's a fairly quick turnaround.
Yeah.
But in regards to some people who are surprisingly making me happy to watch. Even though I had Ja as a top 10 player this year, I still wasn't expecting him to be this good. And Miles Bridges is doing really good.
Yeah,
he might end up being most improved player. I had Zoe, but I think, and Zoe's still playing really well. In his role. But Miles Bridges is just I can be a bucket now. I'm not just a dunker. And I always appreciate when specialists expand their game, because I thought John Collins was gonna be a dunker for his whole life, and then his second or third year he was let me figure out how to shoot and do all of that stuff.
Yeah, I was 1 year early on my Miles Bridges most improved campaign. I remember
He did say it last year.
I said it last year. I was so mad. I was like, this nigga's hooping right now.
Yeah,
just off by a season.
One season, it's cool though. He did.
He figured it out.
Ja playing like a top 5 player right now too.
Nah, for real.
The team isn't that great, but they're also missing a couple pieces right now.
It's they're not great. They're not bad either. Though.
No, they're not.
They've only been blown out once, and it was against your Heat.
Yeah.
Well, I like the Heat too, so it was against the Heat, and it's kind of with the pieces the Heat got and still missing. Hopefully, if he can come back healthy, Victor Oladipo, it's I can see them making a.
That's scary.
I can see them making
scary to think about. Especially defensively, they've been on everybody. They blew out the Bucks the third game.
They're playing like this, and Kyle Lowry still hasn't figured out
how to shoot
his perfect role yet.
Yeah.
Right now he's just diamond.
Yeah, he just knows who to pass to. He don't know when to get his own bucket, which is.
It takes a while.
He almost don't need to though, because you got Tyler Hero. They basically made him look, you need to be our Lou Will. Yeah, you 21 years old, but we need you to just shoot, just be a hoop. And he all right, fine.
Run with that second unit. It's not like he's gonna get burned. He damn near gonna be on the closing squad.
If him and Vic both come off the bench together, that would be very interesting.
It's real life scary.
Dangerous.
That'd be very.
How they looking right now? They looking real Eastern Conference champion-esque right now.
I wouldn't be mad at it. I've had the Bucks. I still partially have the Bucks repeat, but I wouldn't be mad if the Heat get that.
They on their hangover right now. You said they were still partying.
Yeah.
But
and Drew is out for however long his extended period is. And then we still ain't got, DiVincenzo.
Nope. I don't know if he's coming back this year, they said or not.
Is it that bad?
Wasn't it
it was
a ligament in his foot or something, wasn't it? I can't remember what it was.
No, I can't remember.
It was a ligament in his foot because I didn't think it was.
I looked it up, but they didn't have a specific timetable, and I feel like we don't have a specific timetable. At least say whatever. We're aiming to have him back by March.
It's it's bad.
I feel like it's bad. Where it's we probably don't have because they didn't pick up his option. They didn't extend him or whatever it was. They gave Grayson Allen the bag that I think he should have got.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
Them getting Grayson Allen was kind of confusing to me too. I don't dislike Grayson Allen, but I was sitting there when he went there. I was like.
That trade confused me for a second too, but then you think they just want to get as many shooters, and he played gritty, so it's not like he soft or something like that. But
he plays dirty.
Yeah, that's
he
what
used to.
At Duke, he was a little.
There's no reason you should.
At Duke, it was obvious.
He was at year 4, still tripping.
His first couple seasons, they were
bro, you an adult now. Come on, quit playing. At 18, it's not right, but it's okay, immature. You pushing 22 still. Come on, man.
It's crazy. He wasn't even doing that at 18. He was just coming in and getting buggers off the bench. And after that, he was like, all right, I'm going to wild out. Last one I got is James Harden. I'm just waiting for him to get that turnaround. I know
he had a good game recently.
He did, but he also shot 19 free throws. Yeah, that's the part that everybody like. They keep like, it's been complaints about the rules. Like Trae Young is still being effective because Trae Young can pass, but I know the rules are affecting a little bit of everybody. They threw like Joel Embiid, Dame, D Book ain't been like scoring as much as we used to. Even Steph, I think, isn't at the same clip as he was last year. So like these foul rules is like making it harder to score. I was like, I mean, I like that.
I enjoy this.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
I want to throw this in there. I don't want to keep talking about the Heat and Jimmy Butler, but I mean, he's like the only person this new foul rule has an effect.
JJ Redick actually did an entire snippet about why that is. He was like, because Jimmy doesn't try to fool anybody. Yeah. Jimmy is just, I'm stronger than you are, and I'm just going to hit you. So it's either going to be a no call and I just score, or it's going to be an and one.
Yeah.
And so it's like when you don't try to finesse the refs. And I think Joel's suffering is less to do with the foul rules and more to do with the fact, he's hurt. He stayed hurt, but then he also don't got Ben Simmons. It's like how much we want to joke about Ben Simmons not being a scoring threat. Yeah. He's still a threat to do something when he's on the floor. But now it's all eyes on Joel.
Yeah, he alleviates some type of pressure.
Come on now,
regardless. I'm waiting for the Sixers to be damn near last in the East, and niggas like, all right, maybe we need Ben Simmons. But yeah, you do. Very much.
Well, this is on Ben, I think. Ben said, I'm not mentally ready to come back.
He's not. I know that, but still.
So,
he's mentally out of Philadelphia. That's the problem.
That nigga probably not even in Philadelphia right now.
No, he there. He was at their practice.
He's been going back.
He's in Australia.
He's going to Australia.
He was at their practice. He probably still wasn't engaged as it was before. But, anybody else I want to bring up real quick? Any other team?
Paul George is fun to watch.
Paul George is fun to watch, and the Clippers are terrible to watch. Clippers piss me off so much, bro. Like, that's the part I was talking about on the last episode because it's gonna be uploaded this week because you two want to tweet. But like what we was talking about last episode with Paul, like I said, he'll have a great season. I just don't know about his team, the success of his team. Like he's been balling, bro, and ain't nobody saying shit.
It's one of those. It's because it's Paul George, and another issue I think the Clippers are running into is that you have players who. They didn't want to get nobody drastic to come in because it's like you still got Kawhi. You waiting on Kawhi to get back, Lord willing, this year. So it's like you can't go break the bank because you got two max players in the team. And it's also you get the Clippers supporting cast. They're so used to being these supporting cast that the next man up is probably Reggie because Reggie's never been afraid to shoot. Nope. But then it's like after him, who do you have? Yeah. Like if it's Paul and then Reggie Jackson, it's kind of like okay, what now? Eric Bledsoe's looked okay.
He hasn't looked as bad as
Terrence Mann is one of he's still maybe a year or two away from figuring out who he is.
I hope he's just not one of those players in there, but like he's only 1 or 2 years away from being 1 or 2 years away. Like when they say that all the time. I don't think he'll be that, but I think when you in the playoffs he stepped up big, but that's like they're not expecting it for you. So it's harder to do that when everybody's like, well, we kind of know what you can do, but I think he'll still be straight though. I think, like you said, like 1 or 2 years away before he's like one of those guys.
Was there anybody else that surprised you?
Last one I got, it wasn't really a surprise. It just came way later than I thought it was DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray's been balling like a motherfucker this year. Like he just had a very great triple double the other day, and he's been we was trying to figure out who's gonna score for the Spurs this year. It's him.
I was very surprised he went back, but I also think it's the most. It's one of them things he's kind of getting into like the Aaron Fox thing. This is where I'm comfortable. This is home. This is money. Yep. So it's like I won't even be 32 by the time I'm out this contract. So it's like I can leave it if I really want to, type of deal. And it's like I'm gonna just show y'all how good I really am. I didn't know how good he really was. I knew he was I knew he was long and athletic, and I knew he could score, a little bit. I didn't know it was like
I don't think if you put him in a system where he has to be like one, he's probably on a great team. He's probably gonna be a third option,
main facilitator, third option.
But he's not even like really before this year. He was like he's never been a great playmaker. He got the handle on it, but he's never been like I got super good court vision type dude. I'm gonna make the plays when they're necessary because I think he's been averaging like probably 6 assists since he came in the league, maybe 5. But he locks up whoever he's.
That's what it was. It was defense.
He locks up
10 rebounds.
He'll do that and will give you like 10 rebounds.
You ain't even 185 pounds. Look like you just gonna get in there and just bang.
I thought he was gonna be raw as hell because he has probably one of the second best. From one play, I think he has like the second best highlight play of like the last, probably this decade. From high school, I want to say. That might be a stretch.
Oh, yeah.
But that shit was nasty. He like rapped, and he's long as hell. He like rapped somebody, I think he spun, and then, and I mean like super full extension. Dude. him and then KPJ with that rapping and dunked on. That's what.
Yeah.
Washington's different, boy.
Yeah, I'm looking at Washington like y'all.
Washington.
I had to think like who have they been playing? I think a lot of it got to do with you get Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He knows what he's supposed to do. He's gonna get in. He's gonna shoot. Gonna defend. Bradley Beal's gonna be Bradley Beal. And now the ball can flow around because as much as I love Russ is the ball.
Yeah, he is.
So it's like
he's a ball stopper.
Yeah,
he's averaging 11 assists.
So it's such a weird dynamic with him. It's like, and so now that the ball can kind of pop a little bit more, and Bradley Beal only has to focus on scoring.
Yeah,
it's a little bit easier to live.
And rebound too.
That's what I said with my MIP.
Really?
It was Kuzma.
He said
I thought he was gonna come back and start averaging 20.
Nope.
And 7.
They got Trez in MVP conversations right now.
He's averaging 15 and 10 though.
Yeah.
Trez?
No, Kuzma. Yeah.
He's always gonna be a great supporting player, but the fact that once he had that summer with Lonzo in the G League, not the G League, the little summer rookie thing, and everybody was like, oh, y'all, he was the MVP of the finals. Y'all see how good he gonna be? And it was just like he was hooping
his rookie year.
He was, but it was. I think it was.
LeBron came in.
It was too much at once. It's LeBron.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's
LeBron. Any growth that he had just got stunted, and then everybody started making fun of Kuzma, and then Kuzma started making fun of Kuzma. Like having blonde hair and doing whatever with it.
He didn't make life easier for him. You can't be struggling and go through hair changes.
Yeah. And then bumping Chance Thompson going, whoa. Like, you can't be doing stuff like that.
Who else is surprised? The Lakers are kind of surprising.
How?
Somewhat surprising. I mean, I figured because they wouldn't play well with Westbrook. I also thought they'd still be better than what they are. Like they're kind of tough to watch.
Melo darn enough going to take $6 million a year though.
If they don't put him in the starting lineup, And then I think they'll turn around eventually. It's that gelling point, but it also has to be consistency from your superstars. Like Russ can't be out here having I think AD had 7 points last night.
That's tough.
Or something like that.
But is that on AD for not being aggressive, or is they not getting him the ball?
That could be both.
Because I didn't watch the game.
It could be both, but also you can't have him and then Russ not
turnovers.
It's so
tough.
They're hard to watch.
You either have to have LeBron and AD or Russ and AD.
Yeah.
Because all three of them it doesn't work
unless they're in the fast break.
That's the only time.
You're not gonna fast break 48 minutes.
Yeah, because LeBron with the ball in his hands, kicking it out to Westbrook isn't the scariest thing in the world. Will Westbrook hit every so often? Yeah, maybe.
Probably.
But,
and he's gonna be barking right after like he's not 1 for 10. But
but it's like that's why you love him and hate him because that confidence isn't gonna go away. But it's like at the same time,
you're down 30.
Yeah, and then it's also like it's just because they always gonna fall back on Frank Vogel. Do we even know that? And once again, I love Russ, and I ain't got nothing against Frank Vogel, but do we even know that Frank Vogel wanted a Russell Westbrook there? And they made it known that Russ wasn't their first choice. No. Niggas initially wanted to try to go get DeMar. Folks wanted to go get Bradley.
They wanted Buddy Hield.
They wanted Buddy Hield for the longest. So it's kind of like it's weird to say you settled for a former MVP, but you get somebody that's a Class A talent, but his skill set doesn't really gel unless it's like an all-star game or something.
You gotta have a bunch of shooters around.
So
they think they have it. I don't think they have a bunch of shooters.
They didn't have a bunch of shooters last year.
They got Malik Monk, who's a ball stopper.
I'm very upset that he went there.
I'm not mad that he went there. I just think
I shouldn't say upset. I'm confused that he went there.
Because he wanted. That's the bet on yourself contract. Because he got like a 1 year. If I ball out this year, next year I'm gonna get my little bag. Like I can make probably 12 mil next year.
Yeah.
Because we thought he was gonna come in like. He's already in that weird role, like you're an undersized 2 guard. You don't really create, and you for you to be successful. I mean, super successful at that role, you have to be an elite bucket, which he's just inconsistent.
Yeah, but it's like okay, so he's 23, and like we were saying, I think last year, and then a lot of the NBA analytics have said like most of these players don't even be reaching their prime till 27.
Yeah.
So you got all the vertical in the world, can score like you shrieky, but you can score. Like you can be a bucket. Then you decide to go to a team to come off the bench and fight for minutes with Taylor Horton Tucker?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of like...
I mean, his role, I thought his role was going to be, if he's not starting, I thought he was going to be in that 6-man just green
Taylor?
Light. No. Either him or Malik.
That's what I'm saying.
Whichever one, one of y'all has to be off the bench and just got the green light and the other has to start and just, get in where you fit in.
But then, okay, so one of them starts, so then who gets pushed to the bench?
It don't even matter. It just got to be those two. Between, we know THT hurt right now, too, but,
yeah.
whatever his bounce back is. I know they were saying Wade Ellington too. I think is who they was debating on putting at the 2 to start because he's a better shooter than the other ones. He's a like kind of 3-and-D like that type of guy. But I don't know. I won't be worried yet because it's still LeBron and AD on the same team. Russ is just the crazy.
Their biggest thing, they need to make sure that they're not in that 7-9.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as
they can get knocked out. It's a one game. It's a one game.
Honestly, that's where I have them at right now.
7.
I haven't been playing.
I don't know. As long as they can like fight to the point when if they gel within like a month or 2 into the season, and then you can get to that 5th spot, I'm cool.
And then one more team I wanted to bring up.
Go ahead.
Is the Warriors. Warriors are playing
damn good basketball. Right? He don't even like. I know that was hard for you to say.
I don't even like the Warriors, but I'm not gonna lie. After just knowing the possibility that they can lose, they're not like that anymore. They don't have KD. It's not guaranteed they go to the finals. They're fun to watch.
Yeah,
I like watching them.
Steph is fun to watch. Jordan Poole is fun to watch. That whole team right now is actually very exciting.
Yeah, and they still don't have Clay.
No Clay.
Ain't no telling what Clay they're gonna get back, but
I think he'll be more of a he's gonna be spotted for at least the first month. Yeah. He probably ain't gonna even average more than 20 minutes a game for like the first month or two.
They gotta be smart with that, easing back into it. 2.5 years off,
that's ridiculous.
There's no way he's in basketball shape right now.
Like
He's in shape.
You can be shape.
He's not in game.
He's in better shape than me. That nigga about to be gassed going up and down that floor.
No, real life though. No. I think we can pivot off that from Clay. Yeah. All right, so y'all know that top 75 list came out. We a little bit late reacting to it.
All right.
But, we got to get the thoughts together just a little bit. There's some people who felt like they were snubbed on that top 75 or 76. He very much has the right to feel snubbed. Do you? I don't want to say it like that. All right, go ahead. Actually, you're the one who agrees for sure he belongs on that list, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not saying he doesn't. I think he has a case. But I'm not gonna say the older players who's on that list who I don't know shit about. So I'm like that guy got to come off, even though they probably should come off.
Yeah.
But do you think he should be on that list too or no?
Not really.
No.
I mean, he has a case, but not really.
All right, go ahead. Why do you think he needs to be on that list though?
Klay Thompson, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in my opinion, and it's tough because it's gonna sound like I'm putting him up there based off of potential, but it's weird to say potential when he's been established as probably the second best shooter in the league. Yeah. Like you can make the argument he's the second best if Steph's number one. And some people say they think Klay's the better because he's a pure shooter. He's just, I'm here to shoot. But also, he's a multiple-time All-Star. He's got the Olympics. He's got records for his three-point shot. And it's one of them things where you can make the case they don't win those finals if he doesn't play.
No, he doesn't.
And so it's one of the, and then you think about the people that he was snubbed for. And even if you take off, let's say you don't even think about the niggas from the 60s, like the Bob Cousins and stuff, who couldn't even play in this era. And it's tough to, like, once again, because it's all comparative. Yeah. So even J.J. Redick was like, I hate when old guys say that we wouldn't survive in their league. We would be just fine. They wouldn't be able to play now. Yeah. Absolutely correct. J.J. Redick is giving Bob Cousy 60. It's one of those. So, in my opinion, Klay is, by and large, the second best shooter, in my opinion, of all time. Yeah. I think he's one of the better two-way players in the league when healthy. And he was one of the main catalysts for 3 championships, 5 final runs. So it's like, I don't see how you don't make that, that push for him. And then, and I don't like saying who doesn't deserve to be considered a top 75 player all the time, because especially because I love this player, but I don't see how Dame gets on there and Klay doesn't. Yeah. You feel me? It's like, let's be real. What has Dame accomplished in his career? He's got a Rookie of the Year. Yeah. He has an Olympic gold medal. Yep. What else?
I think only other thing he got when I looked it up was it's either 6 All-Stars and
8
4 All-NBA. He's 8? Is it 6 All-Stars?
No, there's no way it's 8. Not because he was snubbed like his first.
No, he can't be. It can't be.
He may be 6.
He got snubbed a lot for All-Stars. He came to the league in 2012, right? So that's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We just finished 21. That's 9 years that he's been in the league. And he's been snubbed at least like 2 or 3 times, I think, for All-Star appearances. But he made the All-NBA team.
That might be 6.
He has received 6 NBA All-Star selections.
Is it 4 All-NBA?
I thought I heard 8 before.
No, he should have been 8.
I'm sorry. So I'm thinking Dwight.
6 NBA All-Stars. He's been an NBA first team once, All-NBA second team 4 times, NBA third team once.
So he's 6-time All-NBA?
Yeah. mean, he's got the college. He's got a bunch of college stuff.
We ain't probably got to. It's because it was NBA. I don't want to look at the
college
stuff.
So it's just
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Okay, you're arguing that if Dame is on it, then Klay Thompson should be on it, correct?
Yeah. He's not saying Dame should come on, but he's saying Dame.
I'm also arguing there's a couple other ones that should be on there too. Okay. Dame's gonna be on there.
So I'll say this.
He's gonna be a top.
I'll say this. Would you rather have Dame on your team or Klay Thompson? Would you rather start a franchise with Dame?
Okay, that's a good question.
You know my answer already.
Yeah. But you're biased, though.
Yeah, I'm biased. I'm biased more.
I mean, yeah, but, it's okay. I'll put it like this. Because in their primes, you're going to say Dame. Because Dame is, first of all, he dribbles. So that's one right there. Yeah. Klay can, but he's not a playmaker. But also, we've seen evidence of him with his own organization. This isn't Dame's fault, but you're saying who would you rather be the face of your organization? Dame is the face of the organization and it's only been two? What's the conference finals? One. So it's like this isn't a knock on Dame. I don't even think that he should necessarily be off. I was more so just surprised that he was on there because of the lack of what to show for it. It's a lack of a resume. Yeah. It's like you just like it's so kind of like a participation award type deal. And it's not like once again, it's not that he doesn't believe. It's not that he's not even a top 75 talent. Yeah. It's just when you look at everybody wants to compare resumes. Oh, he went to this, that, and the third. He hasn't even been to a finals yet. But he's top 75.
No. So
you're right. You're
not wrong.
I'm saying that you're right, but Klay Thompson also got the
benefit.
He also got the benefit by getting into the system that worked for him perfectly. And also had the benefit of having the first greatest shooter on his team, as well as the third one at one point.
Okay, wait. Let me ask this then. Okay, so we can always say that. Oh well, he was drafted by this team or traded to this team. You can always say that because if that's the case, Scotty don't get on that list.
Nope.
Shaq would. And then you can also say you can also ask this because it's like if Mike don't get drafted to the Bulls. Where Phil Jackson comes and introduces the triangle offense, does he get the 6 NBA championships? Does he get all? It's so many ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Yeah, you can play that. You can play that game.
You can play that role for everybody on that list.
So the reason I think Dame made it over Klay is it's both of what y'all said because even Klay was like, "Damn, I won." That's obviously not the criteria they had. Yeah, like, you're a winner. Like because if that was the case, like we would have Robert Horry would have been on the list. I'm saying like that they did I think a combination of everything. He was like Klay was saying well I feel like maybe winning is just more important to me than it is for like the people who had the list type thing. So
winning has never mattered though. You got to think if that was the case, Russell wouldn't have gotten it. He wouldn't have gotten MVP. You feel me? Like the NBA picks and chooses when winning matters.
Yeah, they create a narrative each year.
Each and every year.
But for the 75, like Dame made it because I think. They always had the thing like Dame is like one of the last few ones who in the league now. Like he not trying to run from the ground like the stuff that he puts. Like he's held the Blazers down by himself since he's been there. After his second year? Like they whole starting five left besides him, and they still came right back.
He's kept the Blazers relevant without Brandon Roy and LaMarcus Aldridge being there.
So I think the reason Klay got slighted is because of the fact that like it was that double-edged sword. Like you won, you were Hall of Fame talent. We all know that. But the reason you probably not going to make this top 75 list, you haven't proven that you can really do it like on your own team. Which isn't like a knock to him, you can't do that. But the way his game goes, you can't also say like, nah, if he had his own team, he'd probably be like that.
I'll say that. So this is my argument why Klay Thompson I don't think should be on it. He is a winner, correct. But what else does he do other than shoot? He's a 5-time. He's an above average defender. I don't know how many all defensive teams he's been on.
He's
made like one.
But he's an above average defender.
We've had this before. We think that he's like over. Klay is loved, right? I don't think there's anybody who hates Klay. Like
no, there's no.
The Golden State defense is A1 as a team.
The whole defense is A1, and he's not. I don't think he's a shut you down type of lockup. I think he's like I'm going to slow you down. Which in the NBA, that's all you can really ask for, right? Like,
unless your name is Kawhi.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's very few I think who can like legit lock up, and I'm not saying that he can't. But when you playing like, I don't know, I think his defense got overrated because he tries so hard, and you can tell that he tries, and he's long. So when he does get the stops, he's like, damn, like nobody else on that team.
He's really locking up. Yeah, I get. No, I'm not even mad at that.
That's the thing I think for like Klay's defense.
But again, like you said, he's gonna go down as the second greatest shooter of all time. If we're talking right now, but he's been out for 2 years. We don't know what the rest of his career is gonna be like. He's only a 5-time All-Star. there's people with better resumes on there than him.
I also don't want to say stuck on Clay.
Again, I understand he's a winner. He's a very, very, very integral part to those rings.
Yeah.
But given the chance, if him and Dame were switched, or anybody, him and let's say fucking who could I say?
Are you thinking about somebody else on the list?
I'm thinking about somebody else on the list. Let's say him and fucking Clyde Drexler was, or fucking switch places, right? And Klay Thompson was playing
in
on
the
the Portland Trailblazers. He would have ran into Mike and got killed too. Like, if Klay Thompson has his own team, we've never seen it. But again,
we probably won't. So
right, he's not a playmaker. He's not a rebounder. He's an above average defender and probably, again, will go down as the second greatest shooter of all time. But we haven't seen the rest of his career. So I can't say he's top 75 if the rest of his career ends up not panning out.
I'll give you that.
I feel that. We'll see him on top 100. We'll redo this in 25 years.
Yeah.
See where that goes.
One thing, it's not about Clay, but one thing I want to get on the NBA about, and I talked to y'all about it, and I even said it on my own podcast.
Yeah.
Don't take the soft way out. It's 75. There's no tie.
75.
1 through 75. There's no tie. You guys already wasn't brave enough to knock off anybody off the 50 list because you don't want all the legacy and all of that type of... No. The 50, and it was 25 niggas from 96, I think is when
they did the first one. Because it was,
the first one was 96.
Yeah.
So they did it from 96 to 2021. They only picked 25 players from that era.
Oh, that's whack. Yeah. I didn't know they did it like that.
That's how those unknown people
we don't know. So it's like, and then
okay, that's trash.
Exactly. That's the issue. It's one of those things where it's like, don't be soft. Y'all know good and well.
Them niggas not on that list.
No, come on now. Let's go. Come on.
Hey, yo.
Come on, bro. We can run a 2K simulation. Like, come on. Let's be real. Let's be real. And I have no disrespect for any legends. Y'all accomplished more in y'all life with basketball than I did. But let's be real. When you talking about players who have gotten snubbed, players' resumes, you know, good and well, Dwight Howard is getting 25 MVPs in the 60s. Come on now.
That's what I was going to bring out. Like,
they darn near lynching him trying to lynch him after every game because he's so dominant.
I was going to say, let's get on that real quick. I know that doesn't need to be said because I think that was the biggest name everybody had. I was like, damn, Dwight. But now that makes more sense because I think we was all like, damn, I wanted to pick somebody who was on that top 50 list that's not going to make it. And I never paid close enough.
They took the soft way out and added 26 other niggas.
That's soft. I ain't
because there was a tie.
You don't tie. You either if you go.
Is it the 76th anniversary?
Come on now.
The 75th.
I'm sitting there because I'm looking like.
Alex Silver was supposed to cut him like, hey, he not making it.
No, I don't even. First of all, I'm guessing it was analysts that voted.
It probably was a combination of.
It was probably a combination of players, probably media. Coaches, analysts, media.
Did they ever release how they broke that down?
No, they're not gonna do that.
I'm guessing
because after everybody,
like the All-Star.
After everybody got on them about how like the All-Star was broke down, they're like, we ain't gonna let these niggas know nothing else. We can't.
Keep y'all straight.
Yeah, we just gonna keep y'all in the dark about how everything's being run. So. It's whatever. I'm not mad at anybody who's on the list. I just think there are some players who are not on the list that I'm like, I don't see how. If you already gonna be soft and not actually cut it at 75, you might as well add them other niggas on there. You not hurting nobody. No. You could have added Clay and Dwight. You could. Fine, 78 or 70. Like forget it. We just breaking.
Just put whoever on.
We're just breaking the rules. They should add a new nigga every year at this point. Just add
Thompson, you got it next year.
Bro, did you see Draymond Green put 77 and with a jersey? His jersey on his
Come on, man.
Draymond Green funny as hell. Draymond Green ain't got a case.
No,
top 100, top 100 maybe. I don't know.
Top 150.
Top 125.
All right, but real quick, we can talk about Dwight because Dwight, I think everybody realized that's the biggest. That's the biggest snub, right? And I was on the same thing. Like, I don't want to say like, damn, like these other niggas wait, especially because that's my favorite player right now. Like, but if Dame is making that right now, I think Dame is top 75, no matter what, right? I think that should be argued. But if you have Dwight Howard, who for a good probably 10 years was
I would say 04 to 2016 because he obviously.
I'm talking about holding shit down himself. Like when
04 to 2012.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he probably had like a good 10 year run when he was like being the best center in the league, arguably top 5. each year.
Yeah.
It's
And
honestly
maybe not 04 he won top 5, but like you know what I'm saying.
A
Like,
couple years.
a couple years he's top 5. Then before you say it, I think I remember this: 8-time All NBA.
Yes.
8-time defense. 8-time All NBA defense. I think he got 3 DPOIs and probably I'm gonna guess like 11 All Stars, maybe 10 All Stars.
he has 8 All Stars.
It's 8 All Stars.
5 All NBA first teams.
Damn, I'm 5 All. You said first team. How many seconds?
So it's 8 in general, but it's 5 first teams.
5 first.
And this is you talking about. He was doing this in a league where prime-ish Shaq was still around, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, and it was just like you're the best.
You're the best center right now.
Like
you are the best. By 2008, he was the best center. 07 probably. He was the best center in the league.
He was a 5-time NBA rebounding leader.
Yeah. And
like he was the rebounding leader with the Lakers. As tumultuous as that was, he was the league leader in rebounding.
That's because of a lot of Kobe's shots.
And honestly, it's that year with the Lakers that I think ruined his legacy
for everybody.
And it was one of those things where you look back, and I even said the same thing, and my homie BJ kind of checked me on. He was like, "Folks forget he was hurt.
He was hurt that year.
He was hurt and played through it when he probably shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And it's a lot that goes into it. And if he sits out and then comes back at the you probably not. You don't even know. You don't know how dangerous he can be because then he went to the Rockets and was still a 2-time All-Star.
Yeah.
So it's
he was still hooping. I think people forgot.
Like 15 and 12.
It was just some injuries, and then it's like you bounce around so much that starts to damage your legacy. But it's like what he did between 04 and 2016 was you ain't never seen that.
Nah.
Come on now.
You saw it with Shaq, but he's just the light version of.
You had a big man with no jump shot.
He was the defensive Shaq because Shaq wasn't locking up.
You had a big man with no defense. Well, no jump shot. Lead a team to the finals.
Real life. That like with the fact that like they did like the '90s basketball shit in 09. Only reason they lost because they played Kobe. They was
the ones that was they the ones that knocked off LeBron?
Yeah, they was. They like LeBron made. I think the best thing LeBron got out that series was that crazy game winner from like damn man
off the backboard one. Yeah.
Like that shit was crazy. But other than that, bro, like Dwight Howard was running shit in the league, and
Dwight got the magic to go to the finals with Jameer Nelson as his point guard.
And
he don't post game, but a drop step baby hook.
And real life. It was just dunking shit. Yeah. Real life, just and we gonna throw it up there, just throw that shit down. But I think for that Lakers thing, like you said, it ruins everybody like image of Dwight in their head because
it did for me for a while. I won't even lie because my thing is Kobe was one of my favorite players. So when you hear that they have a rift, you automatically assume it's the other person's fault. That's my favoritism, going into it.
I don't think it's either one of their faults, but I think people always assume that we got these talents, we can just throw them together, boom, they gonna work. Personality plays a part, like no matter what. Like that's how chemistry issues and shit pop up. Mm-hmm. If you think about like how the White personality is, I know Shaq hated him, but they have pretty much that same personality. Y'all just goofy. You two big 7-foot goofy ass motherfuckers who
may not work as hard, or definitely don't work as hard as Kobe.
Don't work as hard as Kobe,
and probably don't work as hard as they should work. Until recently, I feel like Dwight is just like because he's accepted his role of whatever it is.
This is how I'm standing in the league.
Yeah.
But like you think about it, at that time, like Dwight still on that kind of goofy type thing, and Kobe was just probably looking every day at practice like,
I'm not going through this again.
We're not. Yeah, you feel me? Like
I'm not going through this again.
That kind of stuff. And I think Dwight says it just because of like he's older. Like, well, looking back, I could have probably did some other shit different. Like, no, that was you. It's just the wrong. It was just the wrong situation for what you had at that time.
Yeah.
It's like your game probably should have fit, but the way that y'all operate that personalities class too much. Like, it's not like he was as great as Shaq was. I'm like, hey, like the game gonna overshadow the personality because we gonna keep getting into it, but at some point,
I think his shoulders was disintegrating.
Like
it was like
in real life,
you can only do so much.
Can't even do nothing.
Looking back, it's like, yeah, we was hard on you for no. Like, yeah, there were some things he probably could have done better, but like you actively fighting through an injury. Yeah, Kobe would have did. Okay, cool. Kobe's not banging as much as Dwight Howard was back. Let's just be true. Let's be honest.
No.
But I don't see how. I mean, and Dwight hasn't complained about it, I don't believe, and it's just I think it's one of them like because of the fact that Anthony Davis is on his team and he's looking at Anthony like, all right, nigga, we both got a ring, so that's even right there. What else do you have?
Yeah,
we both got an Olympic gold medal.
Hey, no, AD shouldn't make. AD probably like arguably. Maybe.
That's the only one honestly
he should be on it, right?
No, don't do that.
No,
he
should be on it. But considering the fact that other like Dwight's on it, is one of those names like you probably should have made it.
Again, your resume keep bringing up Dame, but if Dame is on it, maybe AD should be on it.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying he should be on it, but like you think about like Dame is gonna be one everybody picks on because we don't like I don't know enough about the old heads to take them off, but like
Dame is easy to pick on because that nigga won't leave Portland.
Yeah, that too.
That's true.
If he was anywhere else with another team, like, oh yeah, clearly he's the top. That nigga won't leave.
Please run from the guard.
Okay, fine. I ain't mad at you, but
right now that's CJ team.
I have nothing. I have nothing against AD as a Chicago native or Chicago-ish native. With his talent. That nigga is not a top 75 player when Dwight is sitting right there like if you got to pick between one of the two. Yeah. I'm not even talking about who wants to lead your franchise, nothing like that.
If it stops right now,
I
would rather have Dwight's career than AD's for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Come on now.
If it stopped right now, you'd rather have Dwight's career over AD. Yeah. AD has a ring though.
So does Dwight. So now what?
I don't know.
Come on.
And he was the starting center for that too. It's not like that's what I'm saying. He was there. Like Dwight was starting. Am I tweaking?
You might be tweaking.
Are we talking about in general or
in the bubble?
Just in the finals?
In the finals.
In the bubble, I don't think
he was starting. I think it was AD starting.
Who was at the 4?
I think they wanted AD.
I think LeBron was at the 4.
For the Lakers, I think it was.
Never mind.
I think.
No, you could be.
I'm fact checking. I just
it felt like it was 2 years ago. So I don't remember.
I feel like they had Dwight for a minute.
Dwight around your lips.
You say shit.
I knew one of y'all was gonna say that.
I think it was like, God damn. I'm gonna just throw out some names real quick. I just want y'all to tell me
if they were snubbed.
If you think they were snubbed, if they don't really have a case, or okay, they have a case, but they're not top 75.
So this is
all right.
This is no to snub, right?
No to the snub.
No to the
they
snub.
Weren't snubbed.
Has a case.
Should
be on it.
Okay. All right. Paul Gasol.
Has a case.
Okay. Why does he have a case? Why you don't think? Like, some people was bringing that up too. I think you might have saw it on like Twitter.
Paul Gasol honestly had a decent amount of longevity because he came to the Bulls hooping.
He was a starting all-star for 2 years. Yeah. bro, that nigga came over here and was like, we didn't know what we were as a team. He was like, well, I'm gonna be an all-star. I don't know what y'all gonna do. I'm gonna be an all-star.
He looked at Jimmy and was like, it's just us. Cool.
All right, okay. I'm gonna just throw this hoop to you.
Just pick a pop. We'll figure it out.
Low key. Just go catch
We'll get that shit together.
Come on now,
he also has 2 rings.
He does.
He was an integral part.
Yeah,
of those 2 rings.
Absolutely.
Kobe has said, I don't get those 2 if he's not here.
Yeah.
So, but I think a lot of it just comes down to individual accolades he doesn't have. He has the Rookie of the Year. Yeah. He's got the All-Stars. But it's like
I don't think he got a lot of All-Stars. He might
have
like
4.
5 or 6.
I think he might have 7 like the most.
I can check real quick. But yeah, it's a lot of it. I just think it's lack of individual accolades that kept him off.
Yeah.
But then it's also now you're talking about individual accolades. Once again, how does Dwight not get on the list? So it's
I'm literally a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. It's not
real life, not on there, boy.
Oh Lord.
It's not like he wasn't scoring.
So Paul Gasol, 2-time champ, obviously. 6-time All-Star. He was a 4-time All-NBA, Rookie of the Year, and that's really it for his NBA. Yeah, all of this is foreign. I was about to start reading it. I was like, dang,
like say Euro Cup MVP and all that.
That boy was a bucket.
He was killing over that boy. All right, childhood favorites. Tracy McGrady.
Nope.
No.
All right, good. I think we're all in agreement.
Vince Carter's also no. Before you just waste your time even saying it.
I think Vince Carter has a case.
Heck, you know.
He has more of a case than Tracy.
Neither one of them niggas got a case.
I think he has more of a case than Tracy. Again, just longevity.
No, you don't get awarded for being.
Hold on, wait. I was like,
just because you wouldn't retire.
But he's had a finals appearance.
I was going to say the finals appearance. Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only.
Vince Carter does not have a finals.
He does.
He was
with the Nets. He was with the Nets.
With 2004? No, I'm sorry.
It was
2004.
02.
Yeah.
He was on the Nets team. It was him, Jason Kidd, and Richard Jefferson. Because he wasn't doing shit but throwing oops to Richard Jefferson and Vince Carter.
Yeah.
That's why he was there. Yeah, he was that.
In his 22-year career, Carter never stepped foot on the floor for a finals game. In fact, Carter only made it to the conference. In fact, Carter only made it to the conference finals once when his Orlando Magic lost to the Big Three Celtics in the 2010 playoffs.
I need to look up that.
Tracy McGrady made the finals as a bench player on the Spurs.
I know that.
That don't count.
Yeah,
okay, so that doesn't count. Y'all about to...
No. I thought. No,
who was on that Nets team?
No, that's what I want. I wanted.
It was Kittle's kid. It was like the 4Ks. Like that, they had a whole. It was because Kenyon Martin was on the team
Vince
too.
Carter got there later.
He got there like the year after.
He got there 1 year after because they was like, "You probably the bucket that we need."
Yeah.
I swear, Vince Carter was in the finals.
It was Kid Carter. I mean, it was Kid Kittles, Kenyon Martin. There's one more K I'm missing.
Fucking football player.
Not George Kittles.
Not George. Stop. It wasn't Kittles though. It wasn't Kittles on their team. But yeah, no. Vince.
All right, never mind. I ain't got no case. That was my argument.
The Cousins do not.
Finals appearance.
Yeah,
the Cousins do not have a case. As much as I loved watching them.
All right.
Damn, Vince, what the hell?
I hear
not in the finals.
I'm gonna bring up one, but
he wasn't on the Dallas team either.
No, he was on a Dallas team. Was
he there the year after?
He was literally the year after.
He just missed about. He missed everybody by a year apparently.
This one I'm gonna probably get killed on. Paul George.
No.
Damn.
Absolutely.
No, and it's like he's one of my favorite players.
Case?
No, and it's okay.
Does he have?
Like it's okay. Like that he does. Like everybody, he's gonna be a Hall of Fame though. He's not top 7. He has a top 75 maybe skill set, but it hasn't applied to lead to.
Damn. I'm just getting killed.
Like he's.
What is all Paul George got?
Like think about it. Like
all-stars, all NBA, all defense.
That's cool, but it's like it hasn't led. I love Paul George, but it hasn't led to anything past the Western Conference Finals appearance. And it's like that's
and
cool.
the Eastern Conference Finals appearance.
Yeah, shout out to that. But it's like it's cool. Like I got nothing against him. Like he has everything.
He didn't get killed. He was killing their ass. The rest of them niggas got he got locked up.
Roy Hibbert got killed. Roy Hibbert was getting killed by Chris Anderson.
Man, Chris Pops. Couldn't do shit. I'm trying to think.
Jimmy Butler.
No.
He has more of a case than Paul George.
But I mean, neither one of them niggas got a case. But like,
you don't think that either one of them got a case? You don't think Jimmy or Paul George?
No, they're going to the Hall of Fame, but they're not.
I think if Jimmy wins a ring this year, he has a much better case.
I mean, yeah, if you ask that,
if that nigga get a ring this year,
if he get a ring this year, okay, all right, fine.
If he keeps getting rings every single year,
the nigga wins for the rest of his life.
He's got a case.
Oh no! Is there anybody y'all think should have been on that list?
Shouldn't have been. The white dudes.
Should not have.
The white dudes from the 50s
that we know about.
Yeah, people like players before the NBA merger. Like, why are you like? Come on now.
No, yeah, that's a good point. The players before the NBA merger.
Like why? Like the only exception is Julius Erving.
Yeah.
It's just because. All right, he was cooking everybody. Nigga went to like 85 finals, like in between both leagues. So it's like okay. But
anybody else y'all don't think? I'm finna instigate in a minute because I was finna say it last week. I'm finna real life sit up here and do it.
I mean, I don't. No. I think everybody. Honestly, I had no issue. I mean, it's like if we knew the NBA wasn't going to be controversial and kick anybody off the 50 team.
Yeah.
So it's like the most controversial thing they did.
Them niggas is dead. They don't count.
My thing is, you got to tell the family like y'all got to understand. Pop isn't competing.
Pop like that.
He's not competing in this league. I'm sorry.
Like that.
All his buckets was from below the free throw line.
I'm gonna have to say the name. Paul Pierce on that.
This is what you said last week. You said Paul Pierce shouldn't be on here.
I still believe that.
Why you don't think Paul Pierce? Hold on, wait.
All my niggas hate Paul Pierce. No, I'm just playing.
Real life. All the homies hate Paul Pierce.
I don't hate Paul Pierce. I just don't think he's the most forgettable, in my opinion. He's the most forgettable Boston Celtic. That's like a certified Hall of Famer.
Oh, okay.
In my opinion.
I was like, damn.
No, he's clear. No, he's
Brandon Bass said that.
He's clearly a Hall of Famer. Like from like you. All right, cool. You a Hall of Famer. He's not a top 75 player all time. And everybody said, "Oh, well, he beat Kobe. Kobe beat him the next year." Okay, so like we got to stop.
He jumped.
That is the most overall. That is the most, in my opinion. Overrated
ring.
One team because them niggas will not shut up about they one ring. You ain't never heard the Detroit Pistons of 04 say anything about beating. Oh, we beat Shaq. Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Kobe, Phil, take that. What about your triangle now? But they ain't said nothing. They sit and mind their business. I would do it too.
I was Ben Wallace. Hey, remember I blocked the hell out of shit.
No, real life, that'd be
those niggas don't say nothing. They chill and mind their business. And it's like the Celtics just won't shut up. And it's just like, y'all, come on now. Like, y'all did something that was unprecedented at the time. And then LeBron saw that and was like times 10. And it was over with after that.
And
like
KD said times 20.
Now let's think about it like this, right?
All jokes aside, let's talk.
Let's take away everything that Paul Pierce has done with his Clippers year and post-retirement in the way that he spoke and talking to ESPN and definitely including Draymond Green killing them.
With the scribbles and everything.
Let's take all that away. Let's take all that away.
So he retires after the Celtics.
Yeah, let's just not after the Celtics. I'm sorry, not after let's say he retires after the Wizards.
No, Wizards. Okay, after I call game.
Yeah. Let's say he retired after that, right?
Just threw that shit up there.
Just threw that motherfucker up there. So let's say and for the rest of this time, up until now, Paul Pierce has stayed quiet and hasn't said anything stupid or anything like that. I feel like Paul Pierce would get more respect if he just shut up. If he just shut up. Because, again, he has won a ring against Kobe. We definitely forget the battles he's had with LeBron for years.
Yeah,
he's lost a lot
of them, too.
Yeah, but... again, Paul Pierce wasn't no slouch.
No, not at all.
If LeBron was going for 50, Paul Pierce was going for 47. Yeah. all slow buckets too.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the biggest reason. And I think this is also why like niggas hate Kyle Lowry. So just hear me out.
Niggas hate Kyle Lowry?
Yes.
Who hates Kyle Lowry?
Go ahead.
Hold on.
I want to know who hates Kyle Lowry.
So the biggest reason I think I don't hate him because of this, but one of the biggest reasons I think people hate Paul Pierce is just how he looks. He doesn't look as if he should be able to get 47 on a, not steroid obviously, but like built nigga like LeBron. Yeah. LeBron is guarding you straight up and you dropping 47 on his head. Like that doesn't look like he should be able. So people always, well, why is he able to do this? Well, he's skilled. But by the same token, I do not think he is a top 75 talent. Top 100? Maybe. I'll give you that. I'll give you top 100. I don't see. First of all, because once again, look at all the niggas that's not on that list.
Yeah.
You're taking Paul Pierce over Dwight Howard?
You're right.
I wouldn't take Paul Pierce over Dwight Howard. But I still believe Paul Pierce is a top 75 talent.
For what reason? Specific. I almost said pussy.
So we really
specific.
Look.
So we gotta change it though. It can't be top 75 because we know that, right? Like, you gotta more so be the top 25 then from 96 to 2021. If you put it like that, because it has to be done that way. Since
from 1996
to
2021, is he a top 25 in that era of all the niggas that?
That's a lot harder. When you put it like that, that one's different. But top 75.
That's what I'm saying.
I still think because you could kick them top 50 players out that probably shouldn't be in. That Paul Pierce is better than. But as far as that 25 from 96 to 2021, I don't know. That was kind of
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like
with the way that I believe he's a top 75 of all time, though.
How does that work, though? No, you're saying because in your mind you taking them ancient niggas up.
Right. Yeah. Paul Pierce is better than them.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce, and this is why I said. So, like I'm gonna use your example.
Okay.
You said Paul Pierce shouldn't be able to do the things that he did.
That's why people don't. That's why some people don't like him. Yeah.
But he did.
Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying.
Do you understand? Like, that's an incredible amount of skill to not be as fast as your opponent, to not be as strong as your opponent, and still put buckets on his head.
No, yeah.
That's you have to have a lot of skill and really good footwork to pull that off, and Paul Pierce did it.
No, yeah, that's why.
Top. I think he's top 30, top 25 in scoring of all time too.
He's up there.
He's after like 85 different teams. So he's probably the. But no, all jokes aside, like I said, I don't dislike Paul Pierce as a person or a player really. I just don't think he's top 25. Top 50, 75. I'm sorry, but I think that does have a lot to do with people be like this nigga weak because of how he built. Yeah. He built like somebody uncle that's just like in the backyard just hooping, and it's nothing against like it's just how you built. But it's like then you see him and go and get buckets. It's like. Really?
I'm pretty sure me and you talked about that. He hooped like that old head at the Y.
Yeah.
Who like you really be like, this motherfucker just gave us all
And
15.
He don't really jump when he shoot.
There's nothing you can do.
Nothing you can
You're
do.
literally right here. He's like,
Like I said, I can't discredit what he's done in his career. He's clearly a Hall of Famer. I would never question that.
Yeah.
But like you just said, say that the 50 is set in stone. Well, clearly is because the NBA too scared to take the niggas off.
Yeah.
So 50 is set in stone. They looked from 96, 97 to 2021 and was like, we need 25 players to add on. There is no way that you can tell me if that nigga maybe he's 26, but you're not gonna sit here and tell me he a top 25 in a 25-year span.
We can do another episode on that, I guess, because that's too much long. I really have to break that shit down. That shit tough. Because that's really essentially what you got to do. Is like if like you think about all the players you got, like is you really that top 25 over these 25 years? Because we know he's top 75. I think that's not a question, really.
It's a question for me.
If you kicking the 50 niggas off, the old niggas. That's the part I'm saying. If you kicking those old 50, we doing a straight 75 now. Oh, we taking the 50 list and then we're adding 25 to it. Not doing it like that, but like if you just talk about straight 75,
he has a better case than.
Now he might be like 60 for me. He might be towards.
He might be 75.
He might be towards that.
He's at the tail end.
Bro, 74 and a half.
Because me and Los, I feel like have a lot of conversations about like Pierce and Melo type thing, right? Like I think I don't know. Paul Pierce is like on that borderline. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a legend, but he's that like borderline. Like you almost really didn't get to this point if you didn't win that ring.
If there was no KG and no Ray Allen,
and
if
you don't get KG,
no baby
right?
Rondo,
But see, that's what because I heard you say Melo. But see, like that's why Melo, in my opinion, he's so much better than a nigga like Paul Pierce. Because
absolutely.
He had AI for a little bit, but it's like you really didn't have all of that. And it's like you were just like, it was never a doubt that he was gonna be.
Paul Pierce also has a conference finals appearance before them niggas. It was really early in his career.
Yeah.
But they also just lost
old man.
They just lost a lot after that. After he made his conference finals appearance, between that and when he got KG, they lost a lot. And I mean like a lot. So that's why he keeps getting.
I think a lot of people forget. A lot of people forget just because of how he talks, how good Paul Pierce really was. Because just based off the stats,
pages, because they love sharing his highlights every time his birthday come around. Don't let the tweets fool you. Paul Pierce was a
Paul
bucket.
Pierce between that shit too.
So I'm saying, so Paul Pierce was a 10-time All-Star.
Yeah,
he was 4-time All-NBA.
Yeah,
right. He has a Finals MVP. I'm gonna read off some stats just to show you how good he was. At one point, he was averaging 26, 7, and 5.
Yeah. That sounds about
right. You're the only weapon on your team.
With 2 steals and a block a game.
Yeah.
2 steals?
No, he real life had cookies though.
Okay.
Give me that.
Like Paul Pierce was like that.
Yeah, he was.
But he started talking crazy. And then he also got, one of the
it don't help
in my opinion, the greatest power forward of all time, the KG. But that's another argument.
He's the greatest here?
I think he's the great. I think
he's the most skilled.
If
you switch him and Tim Duncan in the same place, I think KG's winning more than 5 rings. That's just me though.
But that's just ifs and ands.
It's ifs and ands.
I think he's a better talent.
Okay,
like, he's more all around.
Quick diversion. I think no, and it's not a discredit to KG. But it's one of those, like, how much are you willing to sacrifice to win? Like, yeah, we know you're willing to sacrifice your body and you willing to go hard against the players you're playing against. But when it's somebody, hey, you got to move this hoe around. And it may or may not come back to you.
I mean, we've seen it with the Celtics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he did it with the Celtics.
But it was like,
he's definitely sacrificed with the Celtics.
No, you're right. Good point.
That would be the only talking point I got against that.
He went from 25, 13, and 7 assists to 18 and 9.
Yeah.
I got one more kind of thing relating to the top 75. I only got one player who's on this one for me. Do y'all have anybody who y'all think could have made it, but stuff happened like in their career?
Let me just say Kyrie.
Right.
I wasn't going to say Kyrie. I was going to say Kevin Love. Kevin Love, I think, would have been top 75.
If he hadn't took that doggone bag from the Cavaliers,
if
all that nigga had to do was leave.
If he took the ring and then left and went back somewhere where he could start getting hooping again, then he'd probably have a better case.
He would.
That nigga saw that money and was like...
He saw that money, he started chilling.
He started going gray the next year. He was gray all over the neck. His body just was like, I'm done, bro. I don't got nothing else.
He said, just say Kyrie. No, I don't think... Kyrie has a case to be on it, too. I think I don't know. Kyrie has a case. I don't think it's just like one of those, like, solid cases.
I don't know if Kyrie has a case.
I mean, people say why
Kyrie has a ring, but Kyrie's just a bucket.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what people.
No, thank you. Because what has he accomplished besides getting?
I mean, he
got an All-Star MVP.
So he does. He has a All-Star MVP. I don't think really All-Star MVP is really like as a whole.
Kyrie is a better Jamal Crawford.
Yeah, a way better though.
I'm not mad at that.
Or a worse Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson.
I think even Allen Iverson said that he thinks Kyrie's better than him.
Allen Iverson was able to carry Eric Snow.
That's what I was going to say. If you put it like that, so the thing where everybody keeps arguing like, what did Kyrie do without LeBron? Like before LeBron got there, you can only do so much. You got Anthony Bennett. You got Anthony Bennett and Deion Waiters back to back damn near. Yeah. Like, there's not much he could do with that. So I don't want to hold that part against him. That's not the part I'm saying. But like, even when he had LeBron, like he was still like Kyrie. The thing about Kyrie, everybody loved, but he's the highlight machine, right? He wasn't real life until like a few years, like maybe what was the second or third year with LeBron when he was like legit probably averaging more than like 22 points a game. Because he was averaging 20 that first time around. Because when he got hurt, I think he was averaging 20. When he came back, he might be averaging 25 or something like that. But other than that, he doesn't really have nothing super significant. Like he maybe has, what is that, like 2 All-NBA? Maybe 3?
I can find out because
he has a ton of
I don't dislike. Once again, I don't dislike Kyrie. So there's a couple obviously off the court things I don't agree with, but you can't get upset at the man's skill set. But Mr. Kyrie Andrew Irving, in my opinion, doesn't have enough. Okay, so
50, 40, 90 is only the
once.
I'm saying that was last year, and that's the best thing on his resume. He's been hooping, like he's putting up the numbers the last 2 years, but Dame's been putting those numbers up since he came in.
Right.
He only has 1 All-NBA selection. Or 2.
2 All-NBA, yeah.
Wait, like 1, 2, 3. I'll give him 3.
3 All-NBA.
Championship, 7-time All-Star, All-Star Game MVP. He was a 3-time All-NBA selection. He's got the 50, 40, 90 club and the Rookie of the Year and 3-point champion. I don't know how much that matters. Yeah, but
and you get 50, 40, 90 when you got KD and James Harden around you. So you can afford to be as efficient as you can. Yeah. Like people saying, why is Dame on this list? If you put Dame on that team, Dame probably making that same exact shot.
What time?
If you switch the Cavs shot?
Yeah.
Dame is definitely making that shot.
I think Dame can make that
from 3 feet farther away.
Absolutely.
Like that's the people was bringing
Dame pulling that off from half. Ain't no end that break you down.
Soon as LeBron, soon as that shot get blocked, LeBron's not. He's not going. Hey, give it here. Ain't no timeout.
If Dame and LeBron were together, they'd probably have 2.
LeBron literally said, he said, I don't think Dame is unappreciated. Give him to me. I'll show you how I appreciate it.
Low key.
Like, I guarantee he'd rather have Dame than Russ. He got Russ because Russ is available. Like if that was the case, like Dame would have been there. But
that's so wild to think that folks like settled for it. Somebody who averaged a triple-double last year. Like
that's
settling.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Do y'all realize how like asinine that is?
That's
I'm settling for a dude that averages a triple-double.
Like, every other year. Like
almost quadruple-double because he be turning them whole over.
Y'all brought up earlier, I don't know, I think it was on JJ Redick podcast. I know Austin Rivers said it though. He said if you put me in the era with Bob Cousy, I'm coming out. But like he said, I'm gonna be a Hall of Famer if I play in that era. He's not wrong though. That's
nobody, bro. Anybody in my opinion, anybody right now
can go to
the 70s. I'll just say the 70s.
Yeah,
could go to the 70s and average 30. Yeah. You're not gonna tell me you can't.
I don't know. I'd be scared of. I'd be scared of Dr. J. I'd be scared.
Okay, he gonna average 30. I'm gonna average 30 on another team.
What's Sunsil is kind of scary. Artist
They're not stopping you from averaging 30.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Whoever said? Did anybody ever say in the history of ever that Julius Erving was a lockdown defender?
Well, Clyde Drexler was. No, I'm sorry, not Clyde. Clyde the Glide. No,
it's the same person.
Clyde Frazier.
Clyde Frazier. Thank you.
I'll say the same thing.
Clyde?
Wasn't it Walt?
Walt Clyde Frazier. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Proceed.
Hey, he was like that too.
Earl
Pearl Monroe was like that.
It's a whole lot of stuff like that. Because I remember Lou Will went on the All the Smoke podcast and said they be talking about LeBron. Like, if you drop LeBron in the 60s, he's winning a ring every single year.
Every single year.
For stuff like that. That's why I think like
LeBron's a once in a lifetime type of dude.
I don't even think you got to be a once in a lifetime dude to dominate in the 60s. If you made it to today's NBA, you're not about all right. Let's not say 30. You can't tell me that anybody on a team with today's training, like say like somebody plucked them and was like, if you want to make it back to 2021, you got to go crazy in the 60s. Them niggas finna have 25 a game, be MVP, win the championship, And they be like, all right, bring me back. Because, like, you're not going to sit here and tell me that these niggas not more skilled than than somebody's pawpaw.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, they're definitely more skilled.
The skill level is definitely.
But I feel like, let's say it like this. Okay, let's say you take somebody from the 60s, right, and plug them here with. Wait. Let me finish. You plug somebody from the 60s and bring them here and give them everything that every NBA player here has.
That has
the opportunity to get. They figure it out. I'm convinced they figure it out.
I think it depends.
Because it's so much different. The training is so much different.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the health is so much different. Like, just everything that's a combination of it is so much different than what it was in the 60s. I'm pretty sure you put Bill Russell.
Oh, Bill Russell's going
I'm pretty sure you put Bob Cousy now. Bob Cousy's out there.
How tall was Bob Cousy? Everybody loves mentioning Bob Cousy.
Bob Cousy's out there probably a better Ricky Rubio.
So still not
not Hall of Fame, but I think they can play though.
You think they Hall of Fame level still, or you think they're just good NBA players?
Bob Cousy was 6'1" and white. Get out of here! I'm not doing this.
I think they come out and I think they will figure it out.
JJ ready for to get that nigga 40.
Let's say
he got to chase that nigga. Now, mind you, it's no 3-point shot, so JJ just gonna be pulling from wherever. You not just gonna stay in front of JJ.
No, that's true. But I'm gonna say it like this though. I want to give this example. So Michael Jordan, right, as dominant as he was in the 90s, kept getting crossed over by Allen Iverson, right? Because that's something he has never seen before. Was a wide ass crossover, right?
Wide and low.
I think given the chance, if Michael Jordan started to see that more, he will figure it out.
Yeah.
And I think you can say that about every era of an NBA basketball player. You put them somewhere where they have to figure it out, they'll figure it out. Just based off the love of the game, and wanting to compete and wanting to be better.
They'll figure out how to be successful. Yes. I don't completely disagree, but at the same time, Hall of Famers that were Hall of Famers back in like the 60s, early 70s, weren't some of them were clearly, but a lot of them weren't once in a lifetime talents. You talking about Mike? Mike is a once in a lifetime type of player, so he can figure out any era. I don't think, and I don't want to keep harping on Bob Cousy, but I don't think Bob Cousy was a once in a lifetime era player. Yeah. Like, it's probably some kid at a JUCO right now that's gonna give Bob Cousy buckets. Come on now, like it's niggas they tried in Morton College that's about to it's somebody at Proviso East right now that will pick him up full court and make his life live in hell because he's got to back down to dribble full court. Yeah. Niggas don't do that no more. Niggas will face you up and go full court. Even Magic Johnson had to back down to dribble full court. Like, it's stuff like that I think just kind of would tilt the scales, I think, a little bit.
Yeah. But again, I think they figure it out.
I'm not mad at that. I think you're right because it's like you are an NBA player.
Yeah.
That's interesting. We need to drop Larry Bird.
Whoa.
In 2020?
Oh, boy, I thought you were saying from the list. Man.
Yeah, I thought you were saying from the 75 list.
I almost got up out of here. I'm like,
y'all get up.
We talking about blasphemy now.
Y'all tweaking. I love Larry Bird.
Larry Bird will still... I'm convinced Larry Bird will come out here still averaging 30.
He would
with today's trend, you just talking about from the 80s, just pluck him.
You can put him regular, and I think he was still
regular out here now, and he still average 30.
The blood the same.
And you know why? I say this all the time. You know why? Because of Luka Doncic.
He's literally Luka.
He is
literally Luka just don't play defense.
They actually told Larry, that's the one thing my dad told me. They told Larry to stop playing defense because he was expending too much energy.
Yeah, that's how
he was like, this is how I play. The coach was like, bro, I don't care about none of that. If you don't go score the ball.
You put up 27, 11, and 7 tonight, dude. What is wrong?
What are you doing? With your left hand. Like, I'm not about to do this with you right now. If you don't get a bucket, go pass the ball. Talking about some defense. Defense? Oh, no. You got Rob Parrish down there right now. What you doing?
You'll be all right. We straight. That's funny as hell. Anything else you got to bring up for the 75 list? Anybody else that y'all have on the criteria? Kind of like I said for Kevin Love. I know you said Brandon Roy. Brandon Roy was on his way. I think he could have.
Brandon Roy was on his way.
Clearly, Derrick Rose.
Yeah. Like the what if players like the injuries and stuff like that. I think
Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway.
People were saying why Grant Hill wasn't on the list. I was like, I don't think niggas realize. He fell off a little bit though.
Who?
Grant Hill after he got hurt. You said Penny Hardaway.
Talking about a little bit. He fell off a lot of bit.
Well, I'm talking about for him to be on that list.
He just learned his role.
One thing that caught me by surprise, Chris Mullis is the only player from that dream team that didn't make the list.
I mean, like NBA though. Like, Christian
Laettner.
Oh,
he won shit.
That was good. You got it now. I can't even get mad. I wanted to get mad that you said it.
He was like,
not bad. That was clever. That was quick too. Caught me off guard. But yeah, like nobody from Run TMC made it.
I don't know if any of them are top 75 for sure. Or,
it was just.
You gotta put it like that, top 25.
But my boy Chris Mullis was a bucket.
Chris Mullis,
he was a bucket, but there's a whole lot of other buckets that went on there. We see Tracy Mcgrady went on that list.
Yeah. Well, Tracy Mcgrady fell off after he got hurt.
He did, but he had a much lengthier prime than players like Grant Hill had, or more time to do some shit than Grant Hill had. Tracy Mcgrady fell off like what, 07? Motherfucker got drafted in 95, I think, or maybe 98. 97, yeah. Like you had 10 years to go crazy. You did. You went crazy for the majority of those 10 years. Yeah, but you
stayed hurt throughout those 10 years, and then just got one really big hurt, and was like, all right, I can't hoop.
Was it an ACL that got him?
He tore his ACL. Yeah. I blame Adidas forever.
Forever
will blame Adidas for everything.
That's fair.
I will.
Was St. Joe's wearing the Adidas?
Nope. That's exactly why. I ain't tear my ACL till after. I was.
God damn.
Anybody else I got to bring up for that 75 list though?
Oh no, I think honestly most of the list was obvious. You can always debate the pre-merger players, and you can always say who should have been on there.
Who shouldn't have been.
I'm curious to see. I don't know. They'll probably
they got to do it at 100. They're not gonna do it at like
85
or 85. I can't imagine them doing it.
Because
if they didn't do it,
let's do 93.
Yeah, if they like. I feel like if they were gonna do it like that, they would have did it like 70 or like 50, 60 or something like that.
Okay.
I feel like they wait.
I think they're just doing the quarters.
They're just doing it by the quarter.
Let me ask y'all this then. Because we talked about who we're impressed with and all of that stuff at the beginning.
Yeah.
Who else are you guys kind of on the lookout for that you guys maybe haven't said that you think it's either got to come back from injury, just got to like, just got to figure it out, then it's going to be...
Are you talking about for the season or who's going to be on that? I was saying who's going to be on the 75 list. I was like, I can name motherfuckers right now who I think going to make that list. But
no, Dame is going to bounce back.
I think Dame will figure it out. He's just looking off right now. I think it is part of it. He'll figure it out.
Just like James Harden's going to figure it out.
I'm not really worried about those names. If we're having that same conversation in a month, then it's like, hey, yo, like... what we doing? But like players like D Book still ain't went like crazy how we want to be.
I ain't heard nothing about D Book.
He been quiet.
So what happens when you get compared to Kobe? Keep Kobe and Devin Booker's name from each other.
Only player who hasn't done anything pretty much close to what I've expected them to so far this season is Michael Porter Jr. Because I was expecting him to come out like, you ain't got Jamal Murray. Like he's coming out there trying to play make, which is cool. But
Aaron Gordon is doing what he's supposed to.
Aaron Gordon is doing his job, but Aaron Gordon's job isn't. Like he's doing what you gonna get the hustle buckets. You gonna lock up the best player. We want you to be like just be the plug-in type of guy, right? But he's elite at that plug-in type of player. Yeah, like Michael Porter Jr. should be damn near averaging the dub.
It's weird. It's like
I should be going to like FanDuel. Your over under is 11, bro.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
Real shit. Like I'm dead shit. Like I was like I don't even want to bet you to get that because you like I'm not even for that bet. You stand away from me, bro. Like,
it's kind of weird because like Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon, you look at them. They kind of almost got the same scenario that like DeMar and Zach got. Yeah. They do a lot of the same stuff, but one is way better on paper. Actually, well, Zach in real life, but on paper, Michael Porter Jr. is way better a shooter than Aaron Gordon. Yeah. And it's like, but Aaron Gordon is like way more aggressive right now. He's hooping way more confidently. Yeah. His defense is better. He looks comfortable. He looks like, I got paid. I'm gonna show y'all why I got paid. Yeah. And it's like Michael Porter Jr. like he's trying to figure it out.
He just got paid. He just got paid. He said, "Fuck, I got my bag. I'm cool." Like I don't know.
He's playing like he's in a constant like I have to go get a bucket. Like they expect me to get a bucket.
But he's not even looking like that though. It's times he's like. It is times where he's like, damn, we need a bucket right now. But he's forcing the bucket. It's not even like it's times it's forced. I think he had a night when he shot like 5 or 18 or 4 for 18. Like that was not even like you're not even taking shots that you can make. You just pulling that bitch to pull that bitch. Cause you gonna get your shot off anytime. You 6'10" and you shoot that ball like right up. Nobody's blocking that, bro. But at the same time, like you're not picking your spots. And you're playing off Jokic. Like Jokic ain't even like. Jokic is being aggressive more than we expected, but also probably because like this motherfucker ain't scoring.
And Aaron Gordon know what he's supposed to do. I'm gonna cut. He gonna find me. I'm gonna dunk that hoe. Yeah. All right. He posted up. I'm gonna be right here, short corner where he can see me. I'm gonna catch and shoot. I'm gonna catch and drive. I'm gonna make it work. And it's like when you got 3, 6, 10 and up players playing together, spacing is going to be an issue, but. The two of y'all, or at least Michael Porter Jr., you skilled enough to be able to do your own thing. Yeah. You need to start acting like it.
He definitely is skilled enough because he got a handle. He ain't got like a. I want to say
like a 16,
Jason Tatum.
He got a handle.
Yeah, for 16 you have a handle. I want to say he got like a Jason Tatum like PG type handle, but like he has a handle like you getting that separation. You can get your shot off anytime.
His handle good enough to where he shouldn't be getting ripped up type stuff.
Yeah.
He ain't finna drop you though, unless you just
No,
like,
you
really
can drop.
play
You can drop
over
on that push off because you love that. Everybody love that through that little. I'm gonna throw you a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I can't think of nobody else though who's like I'm trying to think of teams, but anybody else. He's the only one. I expect all of them to turn it around unless you have like you wake up like Darren Williams like I'm gonna just be ass this year. But I can't imagine any of them are doing that.
That's what Dame is doing right now.
That's what Dame's doing right now. That's what I'm saying. I don't expect any of them to just like stay like that.
Dame woke up and was like, it's butt time.
He's not real. He started off the season and he's like 2 for 24. He's just not making that shot.
Butt on purpose. They finna trade him.
Good. Get the fuck out of Portland. Please. Trade him for Ben Simmons right now.
Killing him when he gets to the 76ers. And start averaging 30. One person, I love Ja. I like how Ja's hooping, but he's gonna cool off.
He'll cool off at some point.
But when I mean cool off, I mean like 26.
Yeah. I want to say before they tweet, I was like, I want to say y'all cool off. He's gonna go back. What was average like last year, like 20-19 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's still gonna have to. He probably be 26 and 8, 26 and 7.
I just want De'Aaron Fox to get an All-Star.
He's not gonna get that shit before drop now. He's not getting that shit. Nope.
No,
he's hooping too much this year, and they're winning.
Yeah, he's definitely getting.
Ja like he wants that starter.
Oh, Marvin Bagley is the one person who I just think that the Kings need to get rid of him.
Y'all saw the rumors about Bagley for Kobe?
No. I need to. I
wouldn't be mad at it.
I would. Fuck that.
I wouldn't. Well,
I don't
we
see
ain't
why.
got no fault.
I don't see why.
We don't,
the
but
Kings,
still, we give. I don't know, man.
I don't see why the Kings would say yes because you already
That's
are
the part.
heavy as it is.
That's the part I was going to say too.
It's like so we're clearly gonna have to give up either somebody else or another draft pick, or we're gonna get somebody else involved in the trade.
I just can't. I don't know. I don't see the Bulls doing it. We do need a forward, but also like Bagley got to get paid next year.
He doesn't have to. He hasn't played to the point where he needs to.
No, but we have to pay him to keep him though. Like I can't.
Oh, you saying? Oh, okay.
Like, he has to get a bag.
It might not. 2 niggas $85 million. So I don't know.
And I don't think he get like a bag. I don't want to say it like that. But like,
he might get $85 million.
Unless he gets the hooping. He's not even.
No,
he's at the end of the bench right now.
Yeah, he ain't even. He wasn't even in their rotation. He barely was in their rotation. I think he played. He also plays terrible when they play. Like he doesn't.
He just don't fit there.
No, he real life doesn't fit there. I don't know.
But like,
was just
wasn't he there before De'Aaron?
No,
he got the after. Okay.
He got drafted the same. He got drafted with Luke and Aiden.
No way.
Yeah, he did. He was second.
Holy, no, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Dang, was he?
Yeah, he was.
Oh wow, that's
I remember
crazy.
because I was like, damn. After I literally watched Luka film the week before. I was like, oh my god, please get this mom. Please get this nigga. No. Please, no.
Marvin Bagley
Need a whole other playmaker. And they was like, nah.
Marvin Bagley looked.
I mean, he looked great in college too, though. So
I was gonna say he looked
good.
good. He looked NBA ready in high school, but
yeah, he was.
He was hooping. That was the Drew League.
Yeah, he was hooping. He was hooping in the Drew League. He was like,
they made him look real good.
What's his All-Star game at that point?
No, real like that's all he's doing. That's his game though. It's like he's supposed to have like they thought he was gonna be like a kind of a stretch or face-up for I should say because I don't think he like knocking threes down. He can make them, but when your game is like he's supposed to be like John Collins. I'm gonna just dunk on your head and I'm gonna just shoot that mid range and maybe I can stretch it to the 3. Well, he also can't stay healthy. Like he was hurt every year too.
So many other variables.
The Pelicans look ass too.
That's
why I should be the screen.
You know who looks ass? The Rockets.
Well, I expect them to look at.
I know, but
I expect them to look at.
That was
hard. They young as hell.
I turned it off after halftime and gave up. These niggas tweeting.
Oh, I want to actually change my my rookie of the year vote. I think Chris Duarte may pull that hell off.
Yeah, that's the name. Yeah. That's who's been hooping this year. Way more. I think nobody expected him to hoop. Like even if he was high on him, I don't think.
I still think they're gonna try to force feed it to Jalen Green, but Chris Duarte gonna make a case.
I'm taking y'all
Scotty
word
Barnes
for it
right now.
No, Scotty Barnes is killing
it. May be
sleeper.
It may be them 3.
Chris Duarte, I'm taking y'all word for it because the one game I seen was against the Heat, and he went like 6 for like 23.
Yeah. But also
the fact that he took 23 shots.
I'm like, this nigga just taking them. Every time he touched the ball,
it's going up.
Yeah, he's their best probably perimeter scorer though right now.
It's crazy
because Kara's still not playing, right? Is Kara's playing right now?
He just got back. He's on a man restriction.
Yeah, so like
he just played like yesterday.
Karis LeVert should be MIP.
He ain't get it this year.
Did he get it already?
Nah,
he was in a running.
He should be in conversation for it though. Yeah, that's I only got before I keep thinking of anybody else that keeps popping up in my head. I don't got no other names right now.
Nah, yeah, I'm good.
That I want to say, but Chris Duarte was a good pick. That was that man. He came out balling. Even if he was high, I don't think anybody came out expecting him to have a damn near dub like over the first couple of games.
So what happened when you stay? He stayed. He's He's like 23, 24.
I got one last one. I told y'all to stop me. Cam Reddish bounced back here a little bit. He's been hooping right now.
I don't know.
He's been going all right. He ain't been going crazy, but when you also play on a team with Trae Young, John Collins, and like 15 other
he wasn't playing bad last year.
He wasn't playing bad, but he got
hurt.
He was hurt. He wasn't as much in the rotation as he is now.
The Hawks is like
he was out in the playoffs or getting to the playoffs.
Yeah,
in the playoffs, like the last 2 rounds, but like before, it was also because he was hurt too. But you playing behind DeAndre Hunter and every other 15 wings that they got on that squad.
Yeah, so. The Hawks are like the one playoff team I do not be watching. Like I be looking at them like I'll see highlights of game. They good. The game beyond, I just be like. Netflix or something. Like I don't know. I just don't. For whatever reason, I can't get into their games. I don't know why until the playoffs.
It's hard.
The Hawks.
I can't get into the Hawks.
I don't know what it is.
Trae
maybe because I'm expecting them to still like not be good or something. I don't know what it. But I've yet to be able to just sit and be like.
That's why.
But like I know Trae is a talent. I know subconsciously he's going crazy. The game beyond, I just be like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm definitely sleeping on it.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
At least I can admit it early on. Because like, when they end up a top 3 seed, like, dang, I didn't see that coming at all. Like,
it just happened.
Oh, man. Like last year in the playoffs, I had them losing literally every round. I'm like, they're not.
I knew the Knicks was I just knew the Knicks was going to beat them. I'm like, there's no way. 4-1. All right, never mind. All right, y'all got it.
I didn't think they were beating the Knicks. I definitely didn't think they were beating the Sixers. I was like, the Sixers finna kill them. Like, what? Like, they can't compete with.
If that's the big glaring thing, but it was like everybody was playing like ass.
No, that was not a good series for the Sixers at all.
I think it's just highlighted, like, and the spotlight is on that one play because
niggas were looking at Doc Rivers like, what type of plays are you calling right now?
As it should be. It was so much wrong. Doc didn't make adjustments.
Yeah.
We had games where I think Embiid went scoreless in the fourth. We had games with
Shaq was lighting him up. I remember that. Shaq was lighting him up.
Tobias like having games you putting up 5 points and shit like that. Like, all right, we know business at the score.
Tobias will go from 20 in the first half to 3 in the second half.
Somebody said he's the king of, but when the fuck did he get 20 and 12? Like that shit was accurate as hell. He just be quietly hooping.
Shout out J. Cole.
All right, favorite segment.
That's all y'all got.
Yeah.
All right, we got the fact of the week.
That's the best that shit done. You feel me?
All right. So my fact of the week. So we all know about LeBron James, right?
Who is that?
So all right. So LeBron for his career averaged 27, 7, and 7.
Yeah.
He has never, I repeat, never.
Actually averaged that stat line.
Averaged 27. He's never averaged it in a season. At no point did he ever have 27, 7, and 7. But that's his career average.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like, I think, like I remember him having a 27, 8, and 8.
Yeah, I'll say it was one year. I think he had 8. I thought it was 28, 8. But yeah, I think his first year is the lowest I think assist he had, and he was like, what was it, 20? I want to say 26 and 5.
Yeah, I'm
assuming
he was playing shooting guard that year.
Yeah,
he started shooting guard.
Yeah, Darius Miles they started small forward.
Oh
Lord. And then last year, or was it last year? The year before, whenever he was playing point guard, he led me 10.
Yeah. That's still crazy.
That is wild.
So like, I could do this. You're 17.
Everybody's you get one.
Like, bro, all right.
Still putting up 25.
Don't sit down, bro.
No, real life, still putting up 25 points a game.
That's crazy. LeBron is ridiculous.
He really is. Him and Tom Brady just be like, we're old as what?
We're gonna be
what is old?
Like, what is old?
We're gonna be
like, yeah, great. Okay, so
great.
Low key, I got gray in my beard. I'm just dying.
Look at my head, just still at the rim, just looking at it, just
chest damage in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
There's really no reason LeBron should still be this good, and somehow he's still this.
That dunk
considering he came out of high school.
You think niggas would get gas?
No.
Because you got to think, year 16 was his first year of true injuries.
Yeah, real life.
And he was just like,
injury.
It was that's
the only reason they missed the playoffs because he came back and they was like, well, he stopped. You could tell he stopped caring when he came back.
That's awesome. He was like, AD coming next year. I'll be fine.
They started losing too many games. He came back. He was like, all right.
I think it'd be healthy just enough for the All-Star game and stuff to start falling apart. Yeah. Like, all right, bro, we see you. I ain't mad at you.
Oh man. Anything else y'all got for this episode, though?
Nah, I appreciate y'all bringing me back.
Always. As always, if you made it this far, like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave that 5-star review, share it with your friends. Same thing on Spotify. You can't leave a review, but still share it with your friends. And also listen to the Friendly Fiya Podcast with Rico. Let it go.
Thank you. We appreciate y'all.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.